Kasabi family. I want to bring out a brief video that I managed to save. We are not into this. I think I'm live on Twitter. Yeah, I am. Okay. What do we show? So it's something that needs to be seen. I thought was actually cool. I'll play this real quick, let people know that hey, people know, right? So the scripture says you will boast in the wealth of the nations for a reason, right? Because like I've been saying, because the wealth of the nations comes from our land, period. Without our land, the wealth of the nations is nothing. The nations have nothing. If now watch this. If we come from Africa or so-called Africa, which we see that in the Bible says that David was in a place called Ariel. Now, everyone always says that, saying that it's certain things in Christianity that has parables to it, but people will not understand what it is saying. Inside of he is the lion of the tribe of Judah. Inside of saying that, they point us straight to another name that the scripture talks about in scripture, right? All right, so David encamped in where? Ariel. Wait a minute, hold up. Isaiah 29:1. It says, woe to you. Woe, watch what it says. Woe to the city of David. Woe to the city of David. So they would change the name of where we will be at. But look at the true name of where we came from. Now we're going to see exactly what this name is. We're going to go look at some scriptures where it says what? He is the lion of the what? Of the tribe of Judah. So all in Christianity, they're saying these parables, but have no understanding of where it is. Now look at this. Now, people see this right here. It says REA. Lion of the tribe of Judah, Hebrew, REA, Yehuda. Left shelter helium, REA. Because literally, that is literally the name that comes up for the name Andrew in Hebrew. It's REA. REA means strong and manly. Well, Andrew means strong and manly. REA means something else, but you notice how it's straight connected to the Lion of Judah. REA. Don't believe me? Let's go to Facebook, shall we? Our Truth Colors. Because Truth Colors is in trouble for telling the truth all the time. They don't want the truth. They want lies. But now when this truth comes out, It's about to change the game up. And that's what we're trying to do. Look what it says, left shift to helium, RA. Right there. We ain't gotta make nothing up. Left shift to helium is Heart of Psalms. The other part is RA, so it's still connected with the line of Judah. That is powerful. Powerful. Like I just love it. It's just beautiful, right? So soon as it, there it is, right there. RA. RA. Yehuda. Ah. Man, I love the Father. It's just so awesome, right? It's just awesome. Look, RA, translation, which means lion. Come on now. Heart of Psalms, the lion of the tribe of Judah. Hold on, can y'all? Hold on. Thank you, Sandra. All right, let's go back to it. Lion of Judah. RA. Last chapter helium. RA. RA, which means lion. Powerful. RA means lion. That is what the name Andrew means in the Hebrew, the Bantu. Andrew means strong and manly. Strong and manly. And I knew this when I was way younger, like 10, 9 years old. We was doing different, you know, meanings of our name. Found it in the Bible. Strong and manly. Same thing as strong ox leader. Leader. RA. That's exactly what the name Andrew equivalates over into our language. It comes into RA, which means what? A lion. See, masculine given, which means lion. Left shift to helium or heart of Psalms, lion. Lion of the tribe of Judah, right? Now, the name Ariel, it says David was in camp. It says, woe unto the city of David. Woe to O Ariel, the city of O Ariel, the city of Ariel, where David camped. I mean, that's where he lived. Year upon year, let your festivals recur, and I will constrain Ariel, and there will be mourning and lamentations. What happened to your feast? Her feast was turned into mourning. Now, what does that mean? That means a lot of things about your feast and about your land is going to be in the book of Lamentations. Her feasts were turned into mourning. You're going to see exactly what the nations did to you in the book of Lamentations, because Lamentations literally means mourning, suffering, or what? Endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Weeping may endure for a night. Let's go. May endure for a night. That's during the time of the Gentile season. So weeping is going to endure while the Gentiles are in rulership. But joy comes in the morning, meaning you ain't gonna stay that way forever. He's telling you it's gonna be an end of it. When the light comes, the darkness is gonna fade away. So his anger endured but a moment. See, that's talking about what we're going right now. We're going through, watch this, he calls what we're suffering right now a moment. Can you imagine Father being mad with you for like forever? You know what I'm saying? We can't even endure this moment right here. A moment is like 490 years. For his anger endureth but a moment. In his favor is life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. So the book of Lamentations will tell you what they did to us. Weeping, wailing, crying, sobbing, moan. Why? Because her feasts were turned into lamentations. Mourning. You want to know what they did to you? Go to Lamentations. Read it. You want to see your history? Why are people beginning to start falling? Go to Lamentations. Because it's going to have every single time when they came in, it's going to tell you who did it. They came in and took this. They did this. They killed the women who were pregnant. They did all these different things. Every single accusation against the nations is in the book of Lamentations. Because your feasts were turned into lamentations. I will turn your feasts into mourning and all your songs into a cry. Lamentations. I will turn all your feasts and all your songs into funeral songs. So Lamentations is a book of songs. Lamentations is a book, funeral songs. Remembering Yisolele, remembering Ariel. I will bring sackcloth on every waist and baldness on every head. I will make it like the morning for an only son, and the end of it like a bitter day. I will bring sackcloth on every waist. These are the new clothes you're going to be clothed with because you're going into slavery. And baldness on every head. Why? Because they shaved your head, man or woman, to prevent lice. And let me bring the witness of that in the call part 2. That's in YouTube, on YouTube right there. That they banned. Is this making sense to anybody?
Beats by other songs.
Are y'all getting this? Is this starting to sink in? So remember, we have to go to 4, and 4 brings up 2. Hey. Yep. 4, 2. There we go.
Came offering manufactured goods, weapons, and rum for slaves, African kings and merchants had little reason to hesitate. They viewed the people they sold not as fellow Africans, but criminals, debtors, or prisoners of war from rival tribes. By selling them, Kings enriched their own realms and strengthened them against neighboring enemies. African kingdoms prospered from the slave trade, but meeting the Europeans' massive demand created intense competition. Slavery replaced other criminal sentences, and capturing slaves became a motivation for war rather than its result. To defend themselves from slave raids, neighboring kingdoms needed European firearms, which they also bought with slaves. The slave trade had become an arms race, altering societies and economies across the continent. As for the slaves themselves, they faced unimaginable brutality. After being marched to slave forts on the coast, shaved to prevent lice, and branded, they were loaded onto...
Look, what it just said to you. It said your head was shaved. It didn't matter if you was a man or a woman. All slaves had their heads shaved. So if you had a whole head full of hair, whether you were a woman or man, all of it was shaved off. You went from having a head full of hair to being bald to prevent lice on the slave ships. And when you get to the land, they're going to maintain that look on you as men and women. So you're in the military. It's like the military. The military, they keep their hair cut low. You're in servitude. Now, when you go to your job, guess what? There's these certain standards are still set there as well. White women can wear their hair however they want to wear. But when a black woman or a Bantu woman wants to wear her hair like she wants to wear it in her natural sense, oh, you really gonna wear your hair like that? You ain't gotta be you. It could be your own people. Really? You gonna let your naps be like that? You just gonna let your fro show? And then we always try to go and put that crack cream in there. And the crack cream look just like what it looks like, a crackhead. So everyone walk around this mug with a crackhead. I just got that crack done today. Oh, you got that crackhead look. So what's the crackhead look now? We're gonna make fun of it to the nations. Black perms, like big worm, is crackheads right here. This right here is the crackhead look. We should make fun of everyone, just like they made fun of our hair, of being a natural sense. We should make fun of everyone who wants to keep the crackhead look. Just like they made our natural hairstyle to be made fun of, we need to go in reverse and literally make fun of the styles that they want us to wear our hair in. Every single woman wants to keep wearing these perms. Crack on them, release on them, let them have it, make fun of them. And then when they say, why are you making fun of me? Because when we had our natural hair, they made fun of it. Now you want to wear your hair the way they told you to wear your hair. So we're gonna make fun of it. We need to bring the pride back about our own hair. All this weave and all that other stuff like that all the time is not needed. It's actually ugly for the most part. Crackheads. Love your own natural hair. Love your own natural hair. Love your own natural hair. Look at this. So people are looking for baldness to be amongst us now when they don't understand that's not what it's saying per se. Where there used to be well set hair, baldness happened. We're letting you know of a certain thing that's going to take place with you. You all were shaved to prevent lice. Every man, woman, we're all shaved to prevent lice. Right? All right. So now, wailing, weeping, crying, sobbing, wail, sorrow may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Lament, complaint, grief. Those who grieve over the appointed feast. Guess where the appointed feast is going to be at? In the book of Lamentations. Mourning, howling, pain. I will gather those who lament. I will gather those who grieve, who lament. You now start to see your shame. I will gather those among you who grieve, who lament over the appointed feast, so that you will no longer suffer reproach. Look right now, you are suffering reproach, but do not know it. Behold, at that time I will deal with all who afflict you. Why? Because you didn't got into the book of Lamentations. I will save the lame and gather the scattered, and I will appoint praise and fame for the disgrace throughout the earth. Look at this. Now, so you got to go into the book of Lamentations and start to read the book of Lamentations. So we're going to read the first book of Lamentations. Come on. They don't want you to come into here. You know, they ain't never read the book of Lamentations in the church. They'll read a Genesis, a little bit of Genesis here and there, but the book of Lamentations don't really get, don't get, you know, you don't get touched. You don't really touch Lamentations. You don't touch Lamentations. Why? Because Lamentations began to tell you what they did without even the Apocrypha. People are like, oh, we need the Apocrypha to know what they did. No, you don't. Lamentations. Let's see what it is. How lonely lies the city. Oh, my milk of magnesia. Did we just stumble onto some oil? We sure did. So people over there trying to teach us a language, whatnot. And the Father says, I will gather those. The gathering takes place when we begin to see what took place to us. We have to go into the book of mourning, the book of the dead. This is the book of the dead right here. Lamentations. How lonely lies the city, once so full of people. I wonder what happened to them. Watch this. She was great among the nations. This is your homeland. It is right there in your cupboard, right on your phone, on your computer, sitting there right there in the abominable churches. You ain't got to go so far to find out what happened to us. It's right in the book. Look how it starts off. Lamentations 1, how lonely lies the cities, and it ties into 2 Kings 24, 10 and 17. How lonely lies the city, once so full of people. She who was great among the nations has become a what? A widow. The princess of the provinces has what? Has become a slave. Oh, my milk of magnesia. Can someone cry, say it's over for you white people? Can someone please say that? We now have evidence. We now have witnesses all throughout this book to show what the nations have done to us. We ain't got to go to super extreme motives. It's written down what they did to us when they did it. What's good? She weeps aloud in the night. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes with tears upon her cheeks. Among all her lovers, there is no one to comfort her. All her friends have betrayed her. That means your allies amongst you who was there in Ariel betrayed you. So who is this King Buhangane or whatever his name is? His family betrayed us. So anyone listening to all these so-called kings in so-called Africa, they are slaves. Every single last one of them. They are our slaves, pretending to be kings. They would not be a king if they didn't send our people away from the land. Look what it says right here. You were great among the nations. So who the hell is a King Buhangane or whatever his name is? And all this so spiritualism. Forget that. Everybody want to make everything spiritual. What's the natural way? How you have the spiritual without the natural? That's why the Father, who is spiritual, tells someone who is natural on the earth before it happens. They coincide in one. If you're so spiritual, float around this mug. Don't go to the stove, drive into the stove physically. No, float. Send your mind to the stove and grab some peanut butter and some jelly and pay for it. Since we want to be so spiritual without the natural, you sound just like the church. Israel is spiritual. It's no longer natural. He forgot all about that. We all spiritual beings. Y'all being taken right back into Christianity without even knowing it. Without a physical body, the spiritual cannot exist on this earth. Let's go see that. Spirits need bodies. Without a body. Even the Messiah says, hey, I have a body. He says spirits don't have that. They're not here on earth. They don't have a physical body. Let's go to the words of the Messiah. I have a body. Bible verse. It'll be the part where he came back from the dead. And it was like, is you a ghost? I have abiding as a spirit does not have. I kind of spelled that wrong. Here it is, right here. Luke 24 and 39. The Messiah appears to the disciples. Why are you troubled? They scared, like, wait a minute. You we're like, you alive. You know what I'm saying? They lost their mind. We just saw you get killed. And now you here with us? Can you imagine on that day? They probably trying to run away from him. Why are you what he says? Why are you troubled? Remind me of those little pranks with the Arabs or whatnot like that, who actually have a bag and people thinking they're gonna bomb the place, whatnot, and then they throw the bag right in front of everybody, and they say, run. And then the person start running for their life, trying to get away from the bag. Why are you troubled? The Messiah asks. And why do doubts, watch this, arise in your hearts? Look at my hands and my feet. It is I myself. Touch me and see. For a spirit does not have flesh and bones, as you see, I have. So he just told you that a spirit doesn't have flesh and bones, as you see, I have. And when he had said this, he showed them his hands and feet. But we all want to be spiritual. So I guess you ain't gonna have no flesh and no bones. Ooh, some smacking fire at all this spirituality, smacking fire at it with the word, putting it to rest. Open up coffins and laying his behind up in it. Who wants some? And I'm chopping down every single person who's talking like this. Every single one. This word right here speaks against you. You cannot have the spiritual without having an actual. What's good? But everyone wants to talk about everything is spiritual. It's so spiritual. I'm waking up to my spirituality. All right, where your flesh at? Where your bones at? Talk to me. Talk to me. And the Messiah never talks about spirit, soul, and body. He only says two things: fear him after killing your body will destroy your soul in hell. But I will show you whom you should fear. Fear the one who after you have been killed has authority to throw you into hell. Where's the spirit, soul, and body at now? Not enough memory to open this page. For real? We doing this right now? We're gonna do this right now. How come we don't have enough? Okay. I think we back. Yeah, I think I got enough energy back again. I'll open it back up. So, all right. Then we have another version of this in Matthew 10 and 28. I love this, man. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Well, I think we was waiting for more for something else from to say. From to say the spirit. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Where the spirit at? The soul is a spirit. Instead, fear the one who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Wait a minute, hold up. That's only two things. Two things that makes up man: soul and body. So that means, ooh, somebody got some explaining to do. It's where all this spirituality at then. Instead, fear the one who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Where's the spirit at? Where's the spirit at? The soul of man is a candle. You starting to see now? The spirit is the soul. The spirit of a man is the lamp of Yah, searching out his inmost being. So it's the soul of man is the lamp of Yah, searching out his inmost being. The human spirit is the lamp of Yah that sheds light on one's inmost being. So that is the soul of man. The soul of man is the spirit. Look, the soul of the children of man is the lamp of Yah, and it searches all the inner rooms of the belly. The soul. It's only two things: body and soul. The spirit is soul. Let the righteous stay so. A person's soul is the Father's lamp. It searches his entire innermost being. That's what the Messiah said. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. That's the spirit. Instead, fear the one who can destroy both soul, which is your spirit, and body in hell. Two parts. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is the Messiah giving witness to how the Father created us. And for those who need to see that in the red letter, let's go find that right now in the red letter Bible. Oh, there it is right there. There it is right. Thank you, Father. I love the way you do business. Look at this. And fear them which kill the body, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. All right, so we're seeing some things here. The person's spirit or the person's soul is the lamp of Yah. It searches throughout one's innermost being. So we're seeing these things right here. The Messiah done gave witness to what we are, and its spirit, your spirit is your soul, right? So your soul don't have any bones, and it doesn't have any flesh. That's what your body's there for. Your body covers your soul. Now, the soul is the real you. So, whatever you see in the mirror is not what you're going to see with your soul. You can't see your soul. You know what I'm saying? But your soul is what's wrapped up inside of your body. All right. And whatever you do here on this earth, your body does, it causes for your soul later on to pay the piper for or pay the price for. So it says after your body's killed, right? Then your soul has to pay for whatever was allowed in your body, whatever you did in your body, pretty much, right? So he said, fear him don't fear the ones who can kill your body, meaning, you're rejecting the jabs, jab one, jab two, whatever. You rejecting them. Like, I don't want them jabs, and I don't fear your jab, because after you jab me, with death or whatever, I fear the one after I done received your jabs, after I'm dead, I can fear the one who actually can now destroy my soul also as well. But what you do to this body don't mean nothing to me. So if you want to kill me because I refuse your jabs, so be it. I don't fear you. I fear the one after you have killed me can now destroy me forever, destroy my soul forever. That's the risk that people are taking right now when they're choosing man, choosing, choosing FEMA is to choose man. To choose this vaccine, to choose this jab, I want to say that, to choose the jabs over the word is man. So how lonely lies a city once so full of people? She who was great among the nations has become a widow. The princess of the provinces has become a slave. She weeps aloud in the night with tears upon her cheeks. Among our lovers, there is no one to comfort her. All her friends. I want y'all to remember that all of our friends betrayed us. Every single last one. So much people, the majority of the people in the land right there are Canaanite. They might say they're us, but there's a lot of people over there who are Canaanite. They are not to be trusted. Okay. All right. If y'all betrayed us the first time, we don't trust you. The Bible calls you Gentile. He called you Gentile for a reason. He's after the lost sheep of those who are of the land. He's not looking for Canaanites. If white people come along, okay, this leader will become a light to them as well. But it's to show them guidance. This is how you are to treat my people. Even the same way with the Messiah. He let the woman know, like, look, you are not greater than my people. And it's not right for me to give the children's bread unto dogs. Oh my goodness, did the Messiah just call her a dog? He just called her a dog, a full-blown dog. Yes, all right, I'm trying to see what she knows. And then she came back with what? She didn't say, well, all of our lives matter. Nope. She said, well, the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their master's table. And she was not talking about the Messiah being her master. She was talking about the children being her master. So the Messiah was putting everything in order with his words. Anyone else who would say anything differently, the Father says we're going to treat everyone the same. All right, here we go. It's not right to give the children's bread unto dogs. There's no way to misappropriate this at all. He was putting the order in place. But the Messiah replied, it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs. A Canaanite woman was called a dog. So a Canaanite man, woman, child are called dogs. Meaning what? They're not of the seed, the chosen seed. She said, yes, Messiah. She said, even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from their masters, the children's table. Do not give dogs what is holy. Do not throw your pearls before swine. The same thing as giving it to dogs. If you do, they may trample them under their foot and then turn and tear you to pieces. Why? Because they understand you're saying to them that you're greater than them. A dog will not understand that you're greater than them. If their mind and heart set is not that way, if they've been taught to think that they're kings, princes, and all these other things, they're not going to understand it. So that's why he said to speak to only the lost sheep of Yisrael. My job is not to speak to Canaanites. My job is to speak to our people. I was sent only but to the lost sheep of Yisrael. Now I could be a light to the Gentiles, but my mission is not for them. My mission is for our people. Yeah, yeah. Now, let's go back to Lamentations. We're going to just read chapter 1, and then we're going to watch this. It's going right and look, it's going into our thing. Now, watch this. Now, this is speaking against the ones who call themselves the so-called Jews. It's speaking against them. This whole lamentation is speaking against that whole thing. She weeps aloud in the night with tears upon her cheeks among all her lovers. There is no one to comfort her. All her friends have betrayed her. They have become her enemies. Judah has gone into exile. Booyah! Right there, it tells you under affliction and harsh slavery. What's good? Now, in all of the history of all the world, everyone knows that Black people have suffered under the most affliction and harsh slavery that there ever was. This speaks a witness against 1948. What's good, family? How we doing? It speaks against that. Solely against it. Israeli Declaration of Independence, formally Declaration of Establishment of the State of Israel, was proclaimed on May 14, 1948 by David Ben-Gurion. Now, come on now. Now, we just got to see in the Lamentations, it just spoke about the most horrific. It says Judah has gone into exile under affliction and harsh slavery. Judah, what does it mean by exile? Let's go ahead and see what it means. So if the book of Lamentations is being written because it's you have already been sent away from the land. Somebody is lying. Somebody lying. What does it mean to be in exile? Meaning you've been banished already. You banished. Look,
Exile.
the state of being barred from one's native country, typically for political or punitive reasons. Banishment, expulsion, deportation, eviction, uprooting. That's why it's called the planting of Yah. Separation, extradition, transportation, ostracism. The opposite of it is to return. You have been already taken from the land when the book of Lamentations is already written. The book of Lamentations is in the Old Testament. You've been expelled, banished, expatriated, deport, banned, barred, thrown out, cast out. You understand? Ejected, displaced, excommunicated, outlawed from your own homeland because you didn't listen. So Judah has already been banned. You're already in America. You are in the four corners of the earth under affliction and harsh slavery. Now, doesn't that tie in perfectly with Genesis chapter 15? Listen to what the words of our Creator has said unto Abraham or Abram. Look what he says to him. Let's find that part and focus solely on that part of what he said. Heifer. So we want for 12. There it is. So Genesis 15 and 12. That's what we want. Let's go back out and find Genesis 15 and 12. That's what we want. Genesis 15 and 12. There it is. Mistreated for 400 years. We don't want mistreatment because it says enslaved and mistreated. Those what we want because that's what it is. They said it would be afflicted and harsh slavery. That's the affliction part, is the mistreatment part. So they always want to say, oh, well, our people went around when this stuff take place, but it's a twofold thing, punk tricks. It is twofold. And they know that their end is here. Here it is. See what it is? New International Version. It doesn't matter how they try to change it up. The word of what the Father said is still there. The meaning of what he said is still there. Father said to them, know for certain that for 400 years, your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, being what? Banished. Oh, we done got that check. So we got Lamentations saying it, then we got Genesis saying it. That is two witnesses right there signifying what's going to take place. Let's go. Strangers not in their own country. We got through seeing that Lamentations has said that Judah has gone to exile. That's verse 3. All just dealing in Lamentations chapter 1, verse 3. Judah has gone into exile. Genesis speaks of this is going to take place. Your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated there. The mistreatment part will be the afflicted part, and the other part will be obviously is enslaved. What did Lamentation says? Lamentation said you are going to be what? Under affliction, mistreatment, and harsh slavery, enslaved. So they'll be mistreated and enslaved. All right here. Here is the witness of what Genesis has said. Who wants some? Where the white people at? White people. Oh, white people. We have to show that you are lying, and you've been lying for a very long time. And now we have the words to bust your ass. Just bust you right in your mouth. The same thing you lay hands on all the time, saying for justice for all and standing in from the court saying that I solemnly swear to tell the truth. That same book is speaking against you. Speaking against you. Is witnessing against you right now. And they will sojourn in a land that is not theirs and will be servants there, and they will be afflicted, mistreated. That's what it says. Here it is. Afflicted for 490 years, not 400. They pull some, it's 490. Then Yah said to Abram, know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a land that's not their own, and they will be enslaved and afflicted, mistreated for 400 years. Do you see? Lamentation has told you that you've already gone over into a land that's not your own, and you're being afflicted. Book of Lamentations. It's telling you what's going to happen, right? Under affliction and harsh slavery, she dwells. Watch this. Judah dwells among the nations. But watch this. But finds no place to rest. Meaning what? She has no peace. Pray for the peace of Ariel. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Meaning what? Pray for the peace of Judah. Judah don't have no peace. Everywhere we go, there is no peace for us. Pray for the peace of Judah, of our people. For there the thrones of judgment stand, and the thrones of the house of David. Pray for the peace of Salam, or Dar Salam, Salama. May those who love you prosper. May there be peace within your walls and prosperity within inside your fortresses. The Father gives his people strength. The Father blesses his people with peace. This is what's coming to her. For your servants delight in her stones and take pity on her dust. Be glad for Jerusalem and rejoice over her. All who love her, rejoice greatly with her, and all who mourn over her. Judah has been sent away. Look at this. If I do not remember you, told you. Here it is, Psalms 137:67. If I do not remember you, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. if I prefer not Jerusalem above all my chief joys. Meaning what? Let me remain a slave if I don't put my homeland in mindset. So if we think we're gonna get a lot of stuff from America, we're just gonna live here in America, have everything great in America, and don't want to leave America, then this word says for us to remain a slave. As long as you stay here in America or in the four corners of the earth, may you remain a slave and may your words count for nothing. Your mouth sticks to the roof of your mouth. Uh, uh, come on. People don't hear you because Jerusalem or our homeland is not your greatest joy. And that's what David said. He said, may you stay a slave if you don't think about going back home. So anyone who don't think about going back home, may they remain a slave, be treated as a slave, be mistreated as a slave. It's not going to change, but it's going to stay the same. But the moment we begin to set our mindset on Jerusalem, then the nations where we're at will begin to start to change towards us. Where everyone wants to stay here. No one talks about let's go home. Let's go home. Let's go home, everybody. Everybody go. No one comes out and says that. We see all these memes, all these funny things, just to keep us a comic relief in the midst of something that's bad. But it's still bad. If we remove all that away, what do we have? Stuck with reality, where people are really at right now. One day that's going to come to a close. And I pray it does come sooner than later. Because we put comic relief over a lot of pain for no good reason. It still does nothing. It don't change nothing. Everything's still the same. And most of these people we laughing to, they're already embedded in with our enemies. It's called the Black Bole. A lot of your comedians comes from the Black Bole. And their job is to get you to think of nothing else but to think you got it good here in America. They got it good here. Why? Because they just being a symbol for the white man and cause you not to think about nothing. Look, we got LeBron right here from the Bole. He right from here. Man, we love LeBron. What about Beyonce? What about Jay-Z? All of your entertainment is all to keep you entangled and keep you entangled with America. What about your comedians? Your Facebook comedians, your Instagram comedians. Why they always gotta dress up like a woman? Why? What's the whole point of it? Look, we have Michael B. Jordan, all these people up here from the Black Bole, Will Smith, Tyrese. Oh, Tyrese, he was up there speaking that it is. Every single thing that the black people are always following, I usually always move back from it. Why? Because I know it's wrong. Every single one. Richard Pryor, every single one. That's always known, and our black people always seem to find the ones who are our most sold out to Black Boles. They never talk about us getting set free. They always talk about something stupid. They dressing up in in women's wigs, dancing, singing, and got people toe dancing, tap toe dancing while you in slavery. They making money, you ain't making money, and their money is to keep you stupid. Look at this over here. Don't look at that over here. Don't look at your life as how everything is. No, look over here. Funny, laugh at me. I got on a woman's wig. It's the funniest thing ever. I'm in a dress. Woo! Look over here. I'm a clown for you. Until the day you take your last breath. Say, man, I live my life every single day in slavery. Now I'm dying in slavery. And I have not done anything with my life that's worth remembering because you done spent it away in the Black Bole. They killed this man, Steve Coker. They killed him. We are our own curse. We keep looking at the white man. The white man's our own curse. No, it's not. If we stop looking at the stuff that our people produce that came from the white man, then we could still say it's the white man. But nah, it's not the white man. We always want to talk about program or predictive programming, but don't even look into our own neighborhood that the predictive programming continues on with us. Predictive programming. Now let's bring in some of these comedians. Black comics, men and women, children too. Comedians. Steve Harvey is a sellout. Everybody love his jokes though, but he's a Sambo. We cannot keep blaming a white person when we ourselves keep agonizing. How many videos have people done shared of Steve Harvey? Monique. Country Wayne. Oh, these people trying to get up. How they trying to do it though? How they trying to do it? Are they talking about going back home? If they ain't talking about going back home, why do we support them? Michael B. Jordan. Is he talking about going back home? Just because they say it one time in a movie don't mean nothing. Denzel Washington, is he talking about going back home? Is any of these people talking about going back home? Now we got black programming in black movies. Produced by our own people. Father says, I will make you a curse. He said, you will be a curse. If white people have no power over us, in a sense of, he says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The weapon has always been us that's been formed against us. Always. We have black gatekeepers all and through this mug. And guess what? You love them. It's funny to me how most of the people who say that they are awake are the ones who are mostly taken by these same people right here. Will Ferrell, not Will Ferrell, but what's his name? For real, Common, all of everything we love to be lied to because we watch their entertainment like it's nobody's business. But say that we love the truth while holding and shaking hands with a lie at the same exact time. And that's the truth. Most of our entertainment is being entertained by lies. Here it is. The Sigma Phi. Most people love the fact that they came from their fraternities. Even those who claim to be in the truth. Love it. We got Bill Cosby. All these people who have been put before us the whole entire time have been in the Bole. And it's still with the Bole. I have not seen one person. I broke up with the Bole today. I have not seen one person. But they'll say, hey, go check out my new movie. And guess what we're going to do? Go check out their new movie. We're going to support. But I ain't seen LeBron say, let's go to Africa. I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen Digital Washington say, let's go back to Africa. Let's go home. Shaq say, go home. All the money they're making here, I have never seen them say, let's go back home. We made enough money. Let's go back home. Hey, I'm going to pay for people's tickets to get back home. Not one person have I heard say that. All the millions, billions of dollars. Quincy Jones, I can't wait till he die. I'm gonna celebrate. The truth is, we need a lot of these rappers and actors to just die. Cardi B, one of them too. Jamie Foxx, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, Beyonce. All the soul ones that people are looking up to. Young Thug, Kodak Black, all of them. Just all in one day, just be sacrificed. Bruno Mars, every single person that's got your attention to die. And after they die, then your mind can actually focus on what's real. Even comics who are not what we need to be listening to, may they need to die too. Then we'll focus on what's real. It is the false reality. You become a part of something, they don't want to talk about it once they get in it. But they've been a part of it for years. Most people didn't know about him. He's been with the blow leg. I've seen this years ago. I remember when he first came out, I can't even think of what his name is no more, but he was with he had a beef with 50 Cent and all them. He started to see how everything was going down. Like, man, wait a minute, this is fake. Like, none of this is real. Look, this is what Christianity was for me. I would hear people talking about how they about to get their ring after being in a Mason for 50 years or 40 years while they're in the church. So Freemasonry and Christianity have always been synonymous to me. They always coexisted. And that's in the Baptist church. So the enemy has us by the tits and by the balls through our own people. And that's the real truth. But the white man knows that his time is up. Our people don't know it's their time that's up yet. They don't know that their time is up because all they know how to do is make money. That's all they want to do is make money. I've not heard one person say, really, Father, let your will be done. It's always let our will be done. Always. And these people do not believe in letting the Father's will be done. They want their will to be done. It's my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do it. Only for them to be carved up like some cake many years later. Because their job is to keep you entertained. Period. And you'll have the warning signs right in front of your face, right on their body, and you'll still support because you love them that much. And the only thing they're good at, what? Is sports. Nothing mental, everything just physical. Sports. You take away sports, what you got? What do they have? Think about it. If you take away basketball, football, what do you got? You take away BET Awards, what do you got? Everything is all entertainment. Is there anyone who knows how to sell diamonds? Anyone who knows how to make a sword? Do anyone know how to make any kind of colognes, perfumes, creams, oils? Anyone know how to draw? Most of our stuff is put towards football, basketball. music, entertainment. Everything that we value is dealing with literally basketball, football, and music and entertainment. Everything. So now we have right here, as the time draw near for Yah to fulfill his promise to Abraham, our people in Egypt increased greatly in number. So our people are about to start to increase. That's why they're starting to do this, what, COVID-19, what, to stop the increase of the people. Because the increase of our people signifies what? Our deliverance is drawing nigh. So we get back to limitations. She dwells among the nations, but finds no place to rest. All her pursuers, watch this, it tells you, everyone who's pursuing your land, they overtook you in the midst of her distress. So they didn't give a damn that you was up there suffering, hurting, you just lost somebody. They didn't care. So you think we supposed to care about when it's time for us to rule and get in our power and get in our place? That we supposed to care about them? Oh, have mercy. Oh, forget that. Y'all got the wrong king for that one. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And I don't care who you are. Death to anyone else not listening. The roads to Zion mourn because no one, watch this, the roads, ease on down the road. The roads to Zion mourn because no one comes, watch this, to her appointed feast. So can someone please tell me how anyone is keeping the truth Sabbath on Friday sundown and Saturday sundown when this word right here just said the roads to Zion mourn, meaning your feasts have been turned into mourning. The days you were attacked was the same days of your feast. You was attacked on your feast days. You was killed on your Sabbaths. The roads to Zion mourn because no one comes to her appointed feast. All her gates are deserted. Her priests groan. Her maidens grieve. And she herself is bitter with anguish. She is angry. Her foes, her enemies have become her masters. Anybody got any white friends? Your enemies have become your masters. Anybody work for a white employer? Her foes. Notice it didn't say European. Notice it didn't say her frenemies. No, it says the Father calls them what they are, your enemies. Her enemies become her masters. That includes Canaanites. So if King Buhange, or whatever his name is, Fat Boy, if he is a king and he's a master, it says he is your enemy. Her foes, her enemies. I don't care how people want to keep this thing pretty. I'm not going for pretty. I'm going straight for bloodshed. Straight murder. Call it what you want to call it. I can care less. Her enemies have become her masters. Well, we need to think about this. No, we don't. It says it right here. Her enemies have become her masters. Her enemies are, watch this, her enemies are at ease. You know, I've been, the king of the reeds for a while now. He is at ease. Anyone who's over there in the land that's at ease is your enemy. Let me say that to you again. If you're looking online and you're hearing about these King Buhanganes and Joshua and all these things and these people living at ease in the land, they are your enemies. The same ones that we're trying to bring Africa all together. Forget him. And everyone else is trying to do that. Your enemies are the ones at peace. While you, the true people, is going to be a sign upon you, and you're not going to be at peace. What's good? I'm just saying. Is this starting to make sense? I know this is starting to make sense. Like it's crazy, right? I know it's starting to make sense. I know it is. I know people getting this right now. Let's get it. Everybody want to come to us and try to act like a friend now. Cause your ass know your people is dead wrong for what they did to us. And you know that everything belongs to us. You want to try to keep your kind of hand on our people by trying to say, let us all come up under me, King Buhangane. Forget him and his whole expedite what he's trying to do for our so-called people. Forget him. I'm not up under him. He's under us. And I want everyone to know that. I don't care if they send this video like, who is he? Is he coming here? I show him. And I'm coming there with a sword. And I'm coming against all spirituality that's over there in the land. Because if it don't have nothing dealing with body and soul, I'm chopping it down. And that whole little thing is a microphone that I heard that does every morning. And it's supposed to be like for Arabs. I'm about to start an intentional war with the Arabs. I'm gonna cut that bad boy down. I'm gonna find where that speaker is and blow it up or cut it off so people can't hear it. Like, well, we don't know when to pray. Forget your praying. Father said that he's the way, the truth, and the life. That's what it is. This over here is dummy madness. So her foes have become her masters. Her enemies are at ease. For Yah has brought her grief because of her many transgressions. Her children have gone away as captives before the enemy. Are we reading any kind of history book right now? Yes, we are. We're reading our history book. We're reading our history right now. This is your history book. All the splendor has departed from the daughter of Zion. Her princes are like deer that find no pasture. They lack the strength to flee in the face of the hunter. Look at this. Ain't that the truth? You can see everything closing in on you in America, throughout the rest of the world, and no one has the balls or the tits to say, get up and say, let's go. Nobody. They'll see it like, well, where we gonna go? I just wonder where we gonna go. It says right there, they lack the strength to flee in the face of the hunter. You're literally being hunted right now in America and throughout the four corners of the earth, being hunted. And the word tells you you're supposed to flee and get to a separate. Look at this. In the days of her affliction and wandering, Jerusalem remembers all the treasures that were hers in the days of old. Meaning what? All of it belongs to you. None of it belongs to them. So if there's any kind of national treasure, that national treasure belongs to you. It came from you. They took it. When her people fell into enemies' hands, she received no help. But we always so quick to help other people, though, right? So quick to help other people. We jump on the war for America. We jump on because we think we're going to get our freedom. We'll jump in and help China with their businesses, go there, keep getting our nails and stuff done for them and cause them to become a giant. When all these ideas for having new nails comes from us. Literally, think about it. The designs that's been put on nails, they came from our women. The designs for the hair, where they come from? It came from you. They got a blank brain. Like their brain is like literally slate. And then they steal from you and then try to make better what you done did. Once you have done it, then they do it. But it's not before. Or they'll try to buy your patent from you for your hair or your nails, or they watch where the black girl came in and asked for us to do her nails this way. So then they go ahead and make some acrylic nails the same way that you just told them to do your nails. They get the idea from you and make a patent from it. If you will open up your own nail shop, open your own hair shop, and then you can actually make the money from your own ideas. As long as you're always up under them, you will always be a slave. You have to change that mentality. Work for yourself. My daddy said he made more money selling drugs than actually working for McDonald's. He said I made it. What they give me in 2 weeks, he said I've already made it in 2 hours. My dad left McDonald's. When he saw his check, he was like, "What?" He said, "I think he probably would break maybe a day or two for McDonald's." After that, he said he couldn't do it. He walked out and left. He said, "Y'all can have this," and didn't work for nobody else. He went into business for himself. He learned a trade from one of his own friends and his father. So it's like working for family. But then from working for family, he went on to work for himself. He was working at a press company, and then he went on to get his own press company. It was called the Rucker Press in Dayton, Ohio. That's exactly where his one book came from. Dayton has done a lot of innovation. Roger Troutman came from Dayton, Ohio. A lot of your comedians now come from Dayton, Ohio. Um, Bow Wow came from Dayton, Ohio. This is new. I've never seen this before. I used to play with this press, and you just squeeze down on it, and it said Rucker Press. It was powerful. Seeing it when I was a little kid, it did something to me when I was on it. Like we could have our own. When her people fell into the enemy's hands, she received no help. Her enemies looked upon her. Watch this, laughing at her downfall. Think about that. I want you to keep that in mind right now. Your enemies are constantly laughing at your downfall. Do you understand there's a plan to keep you in the same place where you've been at always? Even your land in the same place it's always been, always. And I'm about to show you a video to show it. Jerusalem has sinned greatly. Therefore, she has become an object of scorn. All her honor, all who honored her now despise her. At one point in time, you were honored. Now they despise you, for they have seen her nakedness. She herself groans and turns away. Her uncleanness stains her skirts. She did not consider her end. She didn't. So while she was doing what she didn't think about the end coming, nor did the world think about the end coming to them. America didn't think about the end coming to her. The UK did not think about the end coming to it. What about Bill Gates? You think he thinking about his end? You think anyone who done sold out in the black bole thinking about their end? No, they not. Just like you didn't think about your end. Her downfall, watch this, was astounding. Look at that. That means that is profound. That was a national thing done.
Astounding.
It was amazing, astonishing, staggering, shocking, surprising, breathtaking, striking, impressive, bewildering, stunning, stupefying, unnerving, unsettling, disturbing, disquieting, awe-inspiring, remarkable, notable, noteworthy, extraordinary, outstanding, incredible, unbelievable, phenomenal, uncommon, mind-boggling, mind-blowing, amaze balls, hard to swallow, unheard of. What happened to you was unheard of. I will make your curses, your plagues, wonderful. Look what it describes your downfall. Astounding. It was worth taking notes on how he did what he did. It was remarkable. It was like watching a movie. It's all inspiring. Oh my goodness, I'm inspired by their downfall. Look what the Father did to them and how he did it to them. It was like getting great reviews or rave reviews from a movie. There was no one to comfort her. No one. So they can say, well, we was there when you was being, no, yes, you was there laughing. You was the one sending us away. You and your Reed's family was the ones who were against us. King Buhangane and the king of Swaziland used to be. There was no one to comfort her. Look, oh yeah, on my affliction, for the enemy has triumphed. So if you're being sent away from your own land, that means those who are standbyers, who's watching by, standing by to watch you get taken away, were Canaanites. They were Hamitic people who was left there in the land. And the ones who were left in the land that was our people, they were now slaves in their own country. The adversary has seized all her treasures, for she has seen the nations enter her sanctuary. Now watch this. It says that Jerusalem will be trodden down by the Gentiles for 42 months. Now, if 42 months does not line up to the way the Father sees 42 months, and we're looking at it in a certain light, it may not be the same thing. 42 months could be 490 years. Those who have forbidden, what's this? Those you have forbidden to enter your assembly. So the Father forbidden these what? People to enter your assemblies. Now they have entered your assemblies now, and guess what they're doing? They're teaching your people. They're teaching your people. All her people grown as they search for something common as bread. They have traded their treasures for food to keep themselves alive. Wait a minute. Doesn't that sound the same thing that's going on right now? People are trading their life to try to keep their life alive. Hey man, this COVID-19 is really, I don't want to say that. This jab is really, this stuff that's going on right now in the world is really bad. So I have to get this jab to try to stay alive. If I want to work, I gotta get this jab. Or, look, oh yeah, and consider, for I have become despised. Is this nothing to you? All who pass by, look around and see. Is there any sorrow like mine, which was afflicted on me, which Yah made me suffer on the day of his fierce anger? On the day of his fierce anger, he sent fire from on high, and it overpowered my bones. That means you are being burned. He just literally set you on fire. He killed you with fire. He sent fire from on high, and it overpowered my bones. He spread a net for my feet and turned me back. He made me desolate, faint all the day long. This is the land speaking out. He sent fire from on high, and it overpowered my bones. The land is being covered over fire. My transgressions are bound into a yoke, knit together by his hands. He made me desolate, faint all the day long. My transgressions are bound into a yoke, knit together by his hand. They are draped over my neck, and the Father has broken my strength. He has delivered me into the hands of those, watch this, I cannot withstand. I cannot fight against. The Father has rejected all the mighty men in my midst. He has summoned, called an army against me to crush my young warriors like grapes in a winepress. The Father has trampled the virgin daughter of Judah, never been married. For these things I weep. My eyes flow with tears. Watch this. Hold up. Like grapes in a winepress, the Father has trampled the virgin daughter of Judah. What is he speaking about? He's speaking about us because we have never been in a covenant. So for all those who want to continue to keep thinking and believe in this lie that they've been in a covenant, here is the word speaking against you, saying that you are a virgin. If you are a virgin, that means you have never been married. That means you are not in a covenant even at this moment. That's why the Father says, I will make a covenant to you. I will give you as a covenant to the people, meaning they will have to marry the king, which they're coming back into a covenant relationship with the Father. Period. But this, you're being crushed like wine press, that's us now. That's us now. You've already been dispersed with the four corners of the earth. Now you're being trampled. Anything like hands up, don't shoot. For these things I weep, my eyes flow with tears, for there is no one nearby to comfort me, no one to revive my soul. My children are destitute because the enemy has prevailed. Zion stretches out her hands, but there is no one to comfort her. The Father has decreed against Jacob that his neighbors, that his neighbors, that his neighbors, that his neighbors, that his neighbors become his foes. The Father has decreed that against Jacob, that his neighbors, the neighbors of Jacob, becomes his foes, his own enemies. Jerusalem has become an unclean thing among them. The Father is righteous, for I have rebelled against his command. Listen, all you people, look upon my suffering. My young men and maidens have gone into captivity where we are now till this day. I called out to my lovers, but they have betrayed me. So what the hell is China doing over in the land right now? It's an enemy. China is an enemy. My priests, elders perished in the city. They all died while they searched for food to keep themselves alive. See, oh Yah, how distressed I am. I am churning within. My heart is pounding within me, for I have been most rebellious. But now all of a sudden we are now become very not rebellious, right? You got me bent. That's why he said, when the Son of Man comes, would he find rebellion or would he find faith? I still find rebellion. Outside the sword bereaves. Inside there is death. People have heard my groaning, but there is no one to comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that you have caused it. May you bring the day you have announced so that they may become like me. Told you he's going to switch cups, change clothes. Give me this cup. This cup go to your hand. This cup from their hand goes now to you. He's doing a switcheroo. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just on the day you leave. Let all their wickedness come before you and deal with them as you have dealt with me because of all my transgressions. For my groans are many and my heart is faint. All creation is groaning for the returns of the sons and daughters of Yah. Now, let's make this plain and simple for those who probably don't get it that way. You'll definitely get it this way. And after that, I'm going to finish and be out your hair because this right here is going to piss you off. And you ain't going to need no one else to say nothing to you right now. When people speak to you, be like, get out my face. I don't hear what you got to say. If you ain't talking about nothing going back home, I don't care what you got to say. I don't care to see this. I don't care to do this. I don't want to do nothing. Forget all what you're talking about. I know what you did to me. I know what you did to my people. The king has brought it out to me. We see it down. It's all here before our face. The book of Lamentations speak about everything you did to us. Y'all would try to hide some of the most so-called important things But the most important thing, y'all left untouched. The book of Lamentations. Y'all didn't even touch that book. No. So now we're about to go ahead and get it in. I saw this today and was like, oh my word. Like, yeah. Like this right here, this right here. Hold on. I'm trying to. All right, I hear you, Father. So we want to see what the land is. All right, so I was showing all that. We're going to show you our land is Ariel. Something is happening. Like I can't. There we go. Now, Lamentations says the same thing that we just got through reading. Look what just happened to us in Lamentations. Now look at Isaiah 29:1. It fits in perfectly. Woe to the city of David, which is called what? Ariel. Whoa, Ariel, the city where David once camped. Add year to year, keep your feast on schedule. So Ariel, which literally means, watch this, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Ariel literally means, watch what it means. Lion of Yah. Ariel literally means, the literal meaning is Lion of Yah. He is the Lion of the tribe of Judah. And here it is showing you Ariel literally means the Lion of Yah, which means what? The Lion of the tribe of Yuande. Ariel will be the name of our place, the city of David. Ariel. Remember, things must be established by 2 or 3 witnesses. The third use of Ariel in the Bible is found in the book of Ezekiel. Hebrew term translated altar, earth, land. Come on now. Bible, Lion of Yah. Watch this. A leader of returning captives. A leader. Ariel, which would be the same thing as Aria, which means what? Lion, Lion of Judah. The Lion of Judah is called Aria or Ariel. A leader of returning captives. The leader of them. This is the king. Last up to Helam. REA. REA. Ariel. A leader of returning captives. The king. The lion of the tribe of Judah. Means lion of Yah. Now let's get it. All right, here we see. Yeah, family. All right. Now let's get it popping. It's gonna piss y'all off, like I said though. All right. Where I send it to? It must have be left shut there. Oh, there it is, right there. I sent it from Yasha. So while I'm here, I'll send it here then. All right, there we go. Listen.
In Africa has been fundamental
Listen
to
to
the
what he
global
said.
prosperity. Africa historically, sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. Okay? And Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it is Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap. Okay, so that's the message. It doesn't mean to say that there's nothing Africans can do. Of course there is. Okay, but this is the opposition that they're fighting. This is what it's about. Because if Africa does do something different, I assure you living standards of all those in Europe and North America and Asia is going to fall. Okay? And that is a big price to pay. I assure you that the West is not going to allow that without a big fight. Okay, so this is what it's fundamentally about. What I want to show you is how these structures are operating. It's just 20 minutes, so we can't do very much, but just to give you a little bit of an idea. And why I keep the ideology part there is because we are part of the producers of ideology. At universities and academic institutions, we are complicit in this whole enterprise. Okay, so the job of many Western academics is to convince Africans they have to keep doing what they're doing. Okay? And to show them it's your fault that you're poor. It's not our fault. It's your fault that you're poor. You know? So this is what we do in academic institutions, and I want to show that as well.
Do anybody need to hear that again?
Africa historically, sub-Saharan Africa has been fundamental to the global prosperity of the advanced countries. Okay? And Africa had a role to play. It has a role as a raw material producer. We will not allow sub-Saharan Africa to escape that. Okay, we do everything to keep sub-Saharan Africa where it is, also impoverished. It's absolutely vital for for the prosperity of everyone else. So let's get clear about that. Okay, and this means all the economic structures, all the global institutions, and the economics we teach everyone is all designed to keep Africa exactly where it is. And whether it's Europe or US or now China, it's always the same. We need Africa to be impoverished because we need those raw materials and we need them dirt cheap. Okay, so that's the message. It doesn't mean to say that there's nothing Africans can do. Of course there is. Okay, but this is the opposition that they're fighting. This is what it's about. Because if Africa does do something different, I assure you living standards of all those in Europe and North America and Asia is going to fall. Okay, and that is a big price to pay. I assure you that the West is not going to allow that without a big fight. So this is what it's fundamentally about. What I want to show you is how these structures are operating. It's just 20 minutes, so we can't do very much, but just to give you a little bit of an idea. And why I keep the ideology part there is because we are part of the producers of ideology. At universities and academic institutions, we are complicit in this whole enterprise. Okay, so the job of many Western academics is to convince Africans they have to keep doing what they're doing. Okay, and to show them it's your fault that you're poor. It's not our fault. It's your fault that you're poor. You know, so this is what we do in academic institutions, and I want to show that as well. Let me just
See, they understand that what that ties in perfectly with what you will boast in the wealth of the nations. That's exactly what it is. It shows that. It shows that you will boast in the wealth of the nation. So remember, that would be our time up here on True Colors. I want to make sure that I want y'all to see that. So get started in the book of Lamentations. Um, and start to see some things of what happened to us because it's right there in the word. We ain't got to go far. We be like, we're looking for we don't have the history book of this, history book of that. You don't really need it because you have the history of the Bible, which got Lamentations. That now you can see that you was exiled from the land, and it showed what's going to happen to you, everything. And that's just only just chapter one. Let me see. Lamentations go all the way up to what? Let me see. It goes all the way up to 5 chapters. So Lamentations is a very short book, but in that short book talks about the different things we're gonna go through. You know, so Lamentations one, chapter five, chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So in fact, I might even come back on and do not today, but come on, look at this prayer for restoration. So even look, every single thing is thought out, you know what I'm saying, all the way to the T. Every father saying and read. You already said read once, so let's read it in. Prayer for restoration. Remember, oh y'all, what has happened to us. So like that's where our mindset need to be. When we begin to start, look at this. I will gather those who grieve. I will gather those who are following the book of Lamentations. Lamentations is the mission key, it's the call, a prayer for restoration, restoring what? Back to the land, going back home. There's a prayer for it. You know what I'm saying? You must come in through the door. Come in with the in the instructions that's been told to us. Wow. Okay. I'm at that. Yeah, send that on in right now. Hold on. Let's go ahead before we end this off real quick. Um, we're gonna look at this real quick because this man telling us to stand our ground, right? Man says, stand your ground, right?
Hey everybody, wanted to show you this. My COVID-19 vaccination card. Yeah, fully vaccinated by Pfizer. It was final on May the 6th. Fully vaccinated. Now to all you unvaccinated people, I would like to say, stand your ground. I wish 100% I would have never gotten this vaccine. I had COVID-19 in 2019. I got it again in 2020. I made it as a medical choice, listening to doctors and healthcare workers about getting the vaccine. I would not get COVID no more. We know what a big lie that is. 2 weeks after my final vaccination, I have had nothing but problems. A lot of physical problems I never had before. At this point in time, they are almost debilitating, where I can barely function. I go to the doctor tomorrow, but I don't expect any good news whatsoever. But I want to tell everybody that has not been vaccinated, stand your ground. Do not get the vaccination. It's all a big lie.
I think we need to hear that again. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Looks like we might have to go over the Roxy too. Let's go ahead and look at that again because that was great. Vaccinated, unvaccinated people, stand your ground. He said he was vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Got full jabs, got both jabs and everything like that. And he says he regrets it. He wish he never did it. And he telling us, he showed us that, hey, I'm who I am. I have my card, blah, blah, blah. So I'm not just a joker, just saying what I'm saying right now, but I'm telling you that I have received both jabs. And I want to tell you to your face, I regret my decision to ever take a jab, period. And those who are unvaccinated, those who have not received even one jab or two jabs, guess what? Stand your ground. Don't get jabbed. He says, now I got to go to the doctor in a couple of days, and I'm not expecting any good news. He says, ever since I've gotten this, he said it's been debilitating on my health. Every day is something wrong with me. I wish I never did it. I have so many aches and pains. I have things growing in my body that I've never ever had to deal with in all my life. Stand your ground and don't get the jabs. Don't even get the first jab.
Hey everybody, wanted to show you this. My COVID-19 vaccination card. Yeah, fully vaccinated by Pfizer. It was final on May the 6th. Fully vaccinated. Now, to all you unvaccinated people, I would like to say, stand your ground. I wish 100% I would have never gotten this vaccine. I had COVID-19 in 2019. I got it again in 2020. I made it as a medical choice, listening to doctors and healthcare workers about getting the vaccine. I would not get COVID no more. We know what a big lie that is. 2 weeks after my final vaccination, I have had nothing but problems. A lot of physical problems I never had before. At this point in time, they are almost debilitating, where I can barely function. I go to the doctor tomorrow, but I don't expect any good news whatsoever. But I want to tell everybody that has not been vaccinated, stand your ground. Do not get the vaccination. It's all a big lie.
Yes. All right. So that was some good info. We're gonna go to Roxy too, not right now, but I'm gonna see if I can fill in the I'm gonna see if I can fill in get a profile started on Roxy too maybe today or something. But we're gonna finish up Limitations um right now, the fifth one. This is the last one. So we did the front one. So we're gonna do the last one. Remember, oh yeah, what has happened to us. Look and see our disgrace. Ooh, please look and see that right now. Like look through it through magnifying glass, whatever you need to see it. Just you see this. You ain't really need a magnifying glass. You can just see it all over the place. Our inheritance has been turned over to strangers. So that means if there's any kind of, black people in the land, whatnot, and they're the leaders, most likely it's Canaanite. They are still considered to be strangers. Our houses to foreigners. We have become fatherless orphans. Our mothers are widows. We must buy the water we drink. That must not be good. Meaning what? Like the water must be nasty there. They still got to buy it, right? Our wood comes at a price to you. You have to buy your own water and literally buy your own wood. We are closely pursued. We are weary and find no rest, no peace. So people keep saying salama or saying shalom. That is literally a smack in the Father's face because we don't have peace. That's why we say kusabi. That's why we say shalom, because it means the restoration. We're asking for the Father to amend the relationship with us so we can finally say salama. But we shouldn't be saying peace when we don't have none. So that everyone keeps saying peace, 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 and there is none. The Father says there's a woe to them. Woe to you who say peace, 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 and there is none. So anyone who keeps saying shalom, shalama, and it's not peace, the Father is going to get you for literally smacking him in the face. Woe to those who say peace. Look, don't our people say peace all the time? Shalom, shalom, shalama, salama, all the time. They have healed also the hurt of the door of my people, slightly saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. So why in the world our people keep saying peace? Here it is, shalom right here. They dress the wound of my people, but superficially saying there is perfect shalom when there is no shalom. So if there's no shalom, why you keep saying shalom? When there's no salama, why you keep saying salama? Even our people learning to say salama. Salama is the same thing. You might as well go back to Black Hebrew Israelites. You know different. You know different. Where would the real people stand up and actually declare, look, we don't have peace, and speak the words of what we don't have? We don't have peace. So it's kusabi. So it's shalom. Because that means restoration. We submitted to Egypt and Assyria to get enough bread. Our fathers sinned and are no more, but we bear their punishment. Is that not what's going on right now? So by the fact that the Father is telling you that we're going to bear the punishment of our ancestors, how in the world do, what's his name? I think he's like Republican, Cornell, going to say that since the ones who did this are dead, the Cornell, what's his name? Fat dude. Where? It is like, let me see. Says no to reparations. I know him when I see him. Where is he at? Not him. Is it Tom Cornell? What is his name? There he is. Him. McConnell. This dude. If not a good idea was a person, this would be him. He looks like a not good, he looks like a bad idea, not a good idea. He looks just like his words that come out of his mouth. Not a good idea. You are what you eat. Anyone speaking against it, why? Because he knows what they just said. They will lose everything. It's not a good idea. I mean, we about to go into the same thing that we done half with them about. Mitch McConnell will literally look at his face. Us give them back what? No, that's not a good idea. Because that means I become poor. So what? So what? It's time to give up them funds. To give us what belongs to us. He looks like a turtle, don't he? A white turtle, don't he? With the little neck right there. We just bring up a little turtle real quick. That's exactly what he looked like. He looks like a turtle. I need a good turtle. That's not him. Well, maybe almost. It's a specific one I'm seeing though. But either one will do, I guess. But he looks like an old turtle, don't he? Just maybe I should put in tortoise. As if there's a difference. Okay. I like that one. Now let's go back to his page. Oh my goodness. It's almost like a perfect resemblance. That was beautiful. I love that right there. Oh, it's perfect. I love it. It's beautiful. Turtle McConnell. Yes. Not Mitch McConnell, but Turtle McConnell. McConnell. Yes. This is his family right here, definitely. You can see the resemblance. It's good. Love it. Look at the eyes right there. You can see he got your eyes right there, buddy. Just he got your eyes. That's it. No, mommy, I ain't got no sense. But this is what happens when you come against my people and you come against us. You become a joke. We turn you straight into a joke and laugh at your shame. We laugh at you. Oh my goodness, boy, you got your mama's eyes. Just look at you. Look at you. You got your mama's eyes. Just love that right there. Beautiful. All right, getting back to it. Oh my goodness. Oh, our father sinned and are no more, but we bear their punishment. So these white people need to bear their ancestors' punishment because the word of lamentation says we bared our ancestors' punishment. He would be the one like, well, the black people are no longer here. What happened to them? And we're not in charge of what happened to them. It's not our fault. Damn, it's not our fault either. Look, but what it said there. Our fathers sinned and are no more. That means they dead. But we bear their punishment. So damn it, you need to bear the ones who are now dead, and you need to bear their enslavement, their mistreatment that's coming to you. Oh, it's coming. There's nothing you can do that can stop your mistreatment. We are about to trade places. Turtle eye wigger. We are about to trade places. I'm about to do a meme and it's about to hurt. Slaves rule over us. That means America is slaves. United slaves. America is a united slaves. American slaves. That's exactly what they're going into. Captivity. Slaves rule over us. The Canaanites. So King Buhangak, by this scripture alone, shows that he is a slave in the land, calling himself a king. It's in reverse. Everyone who's low goes up, and everyone who's high comes down. Everyone in high position are the slaves, because the slaves are in rulership over us. That means China is a slave too. Bill Gates is a slave. FEMA is slaves. So you ain't got to listen to nothing that the slave tell you to do. Beat their ass into submission. The police officers are slaves. The jail cells and those who own over them. The government is in slavery too. Biden, his bitch ass is a slave too. All of government officials are slaves. The police officers are slaves. Everything in America that has any kind of so-called authority or power is slaves. Ooh. Those over COVID is slaves. There is no one to deliver us from their hands. We get our bread at the risk of our lives. Because of the sword in the wilderness, our skin is as hot as an oven. Look at the color, it's speaking about us. With fever from our hunger. Women have been ravished in Zion. That means you've been raped. Virgins in the cities of Judah. Princes have been hung up by their hands. Elders receive no respect. Young men toil at millstones. Boys stagger under loads of wood. The elders have left the city gate. The young men have stopped their music. Joy has left their hearts. Our dancing is turned to mourning. The crown has fallen from our head. Woe to us, for we have sinned. Because of this, our hearts are faint. Because of these, our eyes grow dim. Because of Mount Zion, which lies desolate, patrolled by foxes. Foxes have homes, and birds have nests. But the Son of Man has no place to lay his head, because it's gotten over by slaves. His land has been taken. Let's look at that real quick. What the Messiah was saying. Foxes have dens or have holes. The cost of discipleship. The Messiah replied, foxes have dens and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. He's telling you the condition of your land, lamentation, because of Mount Zion, which lies desolate, patrolled by foxes. Foxes have dens or holes. You, oh Yah, reign forever. Your throne endures from generation to generation. Why have you forgotten us forever? Why have you forsaken us for so long? Restore us to yourself, oh Yah, so we may return. Until the Father restores us to himself, we can't return. Oh Yah, so we may return. Renew our days as of old, unless you have utterly rejected us and remain angry with us beyond measure. Meaning, if your anger lasts forever, that means you have lied in your word, because now it's beyond measure. The Father can't stay angry with us forever. That's why the Father says, here is my answer to you all. I will give you as what? As a covenant to the people. Meaning what? I will marry them through you. This is what Yah says. He who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spreads out the earth and its offspring, who gives breath to the people on it and life to those who walk in it. I, Yah, have called you for a righteous purpose, and I will take hold of your hand. I will keep you and appoint you to be a covenant, a marriage, a bridegroom to the bride for the people, and a light to the nations. A light for revelation to the nations and for glory to your people. Yisrael. When revelation comes in, that means a person now can see. And I'm going to give you as a light for revelation to the nations. Revelation. Disclosure.
Revelation.
An unknown fact, especially one that is made known in a dramatic way. A divine or supernatural disclosure to humans of something relating to human existence or the world. Meaning what? I'm going to give you understanding, announcement, report, news, the good news, leak, acknowledgement, admission, confession, declaration, utterance. I'm going to give you, you're going to give the good news to the Gentiles and a light for revelation to the Gentiles. They're going to receive the good news. They're going to hear what the good news really is. They're going to hear the gospel for what it really is. Yeah. Gotta love it, man. And now I'm about to get up off of here because I done did the damage I need to do, right? So now it's time for us to do what we need to do. Get ourselves ready. The Father is prepared and let our people know what's going on. The nations know that we are the heads. And the Father wants you to know that too, but he won't accept you back until you receive his king. That's why the Father says, after your punishment, soon as you are done with your punishment, you go right back into an order of what he has said. Let's go 4 and 5. This is it. I'm getting off. I'm just going to go straight off. For the children of Yisrael shall dwell many days without a king and without prince and princess. Prince, without sacrifice, without image, without ephod, without teraphim. But watch this. This is where we're coming into the part of afterwards. Afterwards shall the children of Yisrael return and seek the Father. And see, it is a together deal. You just can't seek the Father. I'm seeking the Father. Well, you ain't did it yet. You don't know. They will seek the Father and David, their king. And it tells you the name to look for. David. Jonathan is not it. Mello is not it. Issachar is not it. It says they're going to seek for the Father and David, their king, and shall fear Yah and his goodness in the latter days. The Father tells us exactly who to seek for. It says for him and for David. Who are people following right now? Is their name David? Because the Father is with David. They have got to be anointed by the Father. The Father would have had to have given them a name. If the Father did not name them, it's not them. Why? Because the Father will be naming the person who he's with, David. He would know who the king is because he would rename them. All right. So with that, I'm about to get up out of here. I love y'all much. Remember again, truth is not biased. It's absolute. King out.